Hey everybody, welcome back to another PUBG patch note video. Today we're going over all the details in update 18.1 for PUBG on PC and console. Spoiler alert, there's not a lot of stuff in this update, but there are a couple of little changes that you might be pretty happy about, and one that I think a lot of people are going to be annoyed about. So the patch notes for 18.1 went out this morning. This is now available to play on the test server for PUBG PC. So that means we're going to see it going live next week for PC on the 7th and 8th of June, depending on your time zone. It's going to be the 8th of June for most people. And on console, that's going to be live on the 16th of June. So that's a couple of weeks' time, following the normal schedules for release that you should expect by now. The change that I think is going to annoy a lot of people is that they've changed in the map rotation. They're going to take out Vikendi and bring in Paramo. Not really sure why they've decided to do this. We've only just got Vikendi back for Haven in the last update. So Vikendi's currently been around for less than a month, and they're now going to take it out again and put Paramo back, which has had some minor changes, which we will touch on a little bit later in the video. Other than that, we're going to keep Erangel, Miramar, Tego, and Sanhok, so they're going to be now partnered up with Paramo. Seems like a weird idea. I feel like they're just kind of in the habit of having to switch a map every update just for the sake of it. I don't think they really needed to change the maps at all. I think Erangel, Miri, Tego, Sanhok, and Vikendi was a nice selection, with OG Sanhok being recently back, being a bit of a change, but they've decided to change it anyway. So let me know your thoughts on that. I've seen a lot of negative feedback about that so far, but you know, they're not going to change their mind now. They've kind of got themselves in an awkward situation where I feel they should have just not touched the maps at all. Erangel and Miramar, they never remove. Tego is in ranked still, so they don't really like to take out ranked maps from the playlist. Sanhok is the OG Sanhok and is kind of new, and Vikendi has only just come back, so all of those maps kind of have a place, and I'm not sure Paramo, Haven, and Karakin really do at the moment. Ranked maps are staying the same. It does say they've changed the ratios of the maps, so that Erangel now has a 40% weighting in ranked, Miramar 30%, and Tego 30%. That's a slight change from before. As far as we know, the normal map rotation map weighting is identical for each of the 5 maps. As we go down, we've got the ranked season rewards. The season is ending and the new season, season 18, is started. It's exactly the same normal uninteresting stuff you get for ranked every single season. Parachutes, emblems, blah blah blah. Nothing new or interesting there. It's all exactly the same as normal. Item spawn balance. This is another, well, I don't know. A big thing is probably pushing it. This is an issue that should have been hotfixed as a bug 2 months ago, and for some reason it's taken them this long to get it out. I think 16.1 or 16.2 update caused this issue, where basically it just screwed the med spawning on Erangel and Miramar because they changed the balancing of spawns for lots of other stuff. They added in all the new snipers and scopes and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of screwed the med weighting, so that people have just struggled to find first aids and med kits really on Erangel particularly, and to a slightly lesser extent on Miramar since that update. Everyone saw that straight away. Players raised that immediately on that update, and a couple of months down the line, PUBG have now done something about it. So they do list in detail here all the different changes to the spawn rates. It's a little bit numbery and confusing if you're not used to setting up custom lobbies and stuff, but they've basically increased the overall amount of items on Erangel that can spawn by 10%, so you should see even more stuff in general on Erangel around on the floor. And there's a big list of tweaks they've made. Basically a big increase to first aids, and other little things have had tweaks to them. Hopefully it'll all balance out. It's kind of hard to gauge how these things will impact without extensive testing, which hopefully they've done, but then I guess hopefully if they'd done that before, they would have noticed the lack of first aids on Erangel, which they didn't. So fingers crossed they've tested this more than they tested these 16.2 balancing changes. Miramar's had a bunch of changes as well. None of these really relate to guns and scopes. It's all just tweaking meds and a little bit of armor and backpacks and stuff like that, and mountain bikes. Apparently more bikes. There's 50% more bikes. So hopefully on this update you'll now be able to find meds once again on Erangel and Miramar. Moving further down are the Paramo changes that I mentioned earlier. They've added steep cliffs and landscapes to certain mountains near Kapako. Additional rocks and cover have been added to certain areas near the lab and Atahul. You can see the before and after here. It's pretty minor. There's just a couple of rocks that could well have been just photoshopped onto this image, to be honest. Nothing really that crazy there. Here's a before and after. There's some ruins, and there's a big pit. They put a big pit in a bit near Macalpa, added to the historic site. So yeah, you know, I did say it was quite minor. There's some rocks, some ruins, some copy and paste ruins, and a big squirrely hole. So, you know, looking forward to checking out the new hole. Moving down further, B-Duck has been removed from Sanhok. You'll be devastated to hear. Training mode has had some minor bug fixes made to do with 1v1ing. You'll now see the nickname of the person you're going to fight at the beginning. You get the victory if they quit out, and they've made some other bug fixes here. Or AI training match. They've reduced how far you have to drive a car to unlock that. There's some TDM changes they've made, basically bringing in the Sanhok maps back to TDM. Docks and Paradise are now re-added, I guess, to TDM. It talks about the weight of those. If you play TDM, they are now in there. This got me a little bit excited for about 7 seconds earlier. Survival Mastery. They've made changes to Survival Mastery, but no, what they've done is just tweaking a couple of things that you could exploit to level up quicker. So for anyone that was hoping that you'd be able to get higher than level 500 or they'd make Survival Mastery more interesting, they have not. It's just a couple of bug fixes, really. Changes to the store. They've changed the M24 slightly, so some of the skins are going to be modified. There's a big list of them here. You can check that if you're interested. And some other stuff to the store. This was a little bit interesting. Basically, if you've now purchased stuff already, it will now get blanked out, so you can't buy the same thing again, which before you could just sit there and keep buying the same thing over and over. And also now if you own an item from a set, then you'll be able to buy that set with a discount of G-Coin from the set for the cost of that item. So it's a nice change. It's taken a long time to happen, but it should help you not accidentally buy duplicates or be able to buy sets of stuff where you already own something from the set and you don't want to be completely ripped off. Speaking of completely ripped off, it does seem like there's going to be a new contraband crate coming soon. There was a leak on Twitter saying that it's going to be a new beryl skin. We've already had a beryl contraband weapon. I'm not sure why. How many we had now? We've had a beryl, an M4, a K9, a mini, and an MK12. And I guess they ran out of ideas and we're back to a beryl again. So I don't know why they didn't do one of the many guns they've not done one yet for, but they look like they're going to do a beryl again. So yeah, that's in the, you know, the scam crates, the contraband crates. If you're, you know, addicted to gambling, that's going to be right up your street. Moving down, this stuff's just some UX and UI stuff, not too interesting. Quality of life improvements to do with the rich present stuff. This is your in-game status that shows on Steam, Discord, and Xbox. Says a bit more information. Not really super interesting there. And some bug fixes and performance stuff. If you're an Xbox player, it does mention fix the issue of a running vehicle's engine noise not being heard. That's a silent vehicle issue that we've all seen. It has been happening a lot less since the last update, but it was still definitely an issue. So that is now officially fixed, along with some other stuff for PC. Fix the issue of 15x aim sensitivity feeling relatively slower than other scopes is kind of an interesting one, because that's been the case for the last 5 years, or however long the 15x has been in the game. So yeah, interested to see if the 15x feels a little bit less sluggish now. It's okay when zoomed, but when it's not zoomed, it just barely moves. So yeah, also I fixed the issue with spectators being able to get in the 1v1 arena. Sadly, I didn't manage to see that issue. That would have been pretty funny. But yeah, a few little bug fixes there and your normal kind of stuff you'll see. And that is about that. Not a very exciting patch. It was disappointing to see this morning. I get that we can't have patches full of loads of exciting content every single month. There's just not enough time to get things developed with, you know, the resources that PUBG allocate towards that these days. But it just felt a bit pointless almost having this update. Really, I don't think the maps needed to be changed, and they probably could have just hot fixed the med issue and started the ranked season and just not really bothered doing that as an update. Just be like, yeah, you know, we've just kind of done it. It's a hot fix or whatever. So when you see 18.1, you're like, oh, an update. And, you know, it fell a bit flat for me, but there you go. That's PUBG. What can you do? You just got to roll with it. So hopefully the next update will be a banger, because the last update was pretty small as well. This update is absolutely tiny. Hopefully 18.2 is going to be absolutely packed full of exciting content. You heard it here first, possibly. So thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please think about clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel to keep up with PUBG stuff. And check out my Twitch channel where I stream every now and again on Twitch playing PUBG and various other things. Twitch.tv/TheBeardGuys. Thanks for watching. My name is Ben. We are The Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time. I just wanted to drop you all a quick message to tell you about our PUBG creator code. As a PUBG partner, we have a creator code which you can add to your account, which means whenever you purchase anything in-game, PUBG will give us a commission. Whether you're buying season passes, G-Coin bundles, or anything else that requires cash in PUBG, if you have our code added, then you'll be helping us out without costing yourself a penny extra. It's a great way to support the channel, and it really does help keep us making PUBG content for you. Plus, it's easy to set up and you'll only ever have to do it once. To add our code, first visit accounts.pubg.com and then log in or create an account. Once you've logged in, connect your Xbox, PlayStation or Steam account on the linked accounts tab, then go to the Creator Appreciation Program section and type The Beard Guys into the box or find us from the drop-down list. Then just click submit and you're all done. A massive thank you to everybody who has used our code. Your support is absolutely vital for us and it really makes a huge difference.